Hello, my name is Ryan Zakos with Zakos Realty here out of Sarasota, Florida. I'm a licensed real estate broker, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to become legally a Florida resident. It is something that I've had to go through personally. I was born and raised here in Sarasota, but I moved away. I went to college in Virginia, lived overseas for a couple of years, and decided to come back and again make Florida my residency. So I went through this, and I think there are some points and notes in here that I think you will find valuable. So your domicile determines what state you must pay taxes to, and it can make you eligible for state programs and benefits. It's where you live with the intention of making it your permanent residence for an indefinite period of time. You must choose only one state and clearly indicate your choice by establishing key relationships with the state if you spend time in Florida and in one or more other states during the year. You should be able to convince your former state of domicile that you have in fact abandoned your residency there and that you've established your new domicile in Florida. All this involves taking a couple different steps in which we're going to talk about today. So the first thing is filing a Florida Declaration of Domicile. The Florida Declaration of Domicile is a document that allows you to declare that you're a bona fide resident of Florida. It states that you reside in and maintain a place of residence in this state, the state of Florida, obviously. You intend to maintain this residency as your permanent home. You must declare in the document whether you also maintain another place or places of residency in some other state or states. You must confirm that your residence in the state of Florida constitutes your predominant and principal home if you do. You must sign the Florida Declaration of Domicile in front of a notary public. Make sure you do that and that you don't forge that, because there is a $5,000 fine and the possibility of imprisonment if you do forge that document. The next thing you can do after filing that legal domicile would be to obtain a Florida driver's license. You must have a valid Florida driver's license if you drive, otherwise it will provide evidence to the state that you're trying to cut ties with it. You have 30 days to get one after you file a Florida Declaration of Domicile, so make sure you take note of that. You only have 30 days to actually get your driver's license. You'll need proof of your social security number and 2 documents that show you your Florida address. This could be utility bills, insurance. There's a couple of different elements that you could do to prove that you have your Florida address here. The Florida Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV, will take your driver's license from your former state when you apply. Florida doesn't allow you to have 2 licenses. Consider getting a Florida non-driver ID card instead if you do not drive. So after you get your driver's license from the DMV, the next thing you want to do is obviously register your vehicles. You should also register your automobiles, boats, and other vehicles that are located in Florida with the Department of Motor Vehicles, so the DMV. Florida requires that you take your vehicle to the DMV office for verification of the vehicle identification number, so the VIN number. And don't neglect to insure your vehicles in Florida. You'll need proof of this for the DMV as well. The next thing to do is to register to vote in Florida. The voter registration books close about 30 days prior to an election, but you can accomplish this when you get your driver's license or a non-driver ID card. The DMV should provide you with a voter registration form at the same time. And if they don't, please ask for one, because you can do that right there when you're getting your driver's license. Open a local bank account. I think this is something that people often don't do, neglect, or don't think of. And it does help in registering yourself here in Florida. So transfer at least one out-of-state financial institution or financial account to a Florida banking institution. It's a good idea to do this with all your accounts, although some might be located in states you've never lived in. This is okay, but make sure those in your old state or states of residence are transferred. Next thing, after you open up these accounts in Florida, then you want to notify your tax officials. So file final income tax returns in any states where you're required to pay income taxes. Notify those states' taxing officials that you've moved to Florida. List your Florida address as your residence for federal income tax purposes when you file your return with the Internal Revenue Services, the IRS. You should also notify the Social Security Administration of your new Florida address. Next thing you want to do, and this is really important because this actually saves you money, people don't realize this in Florida, but you want to apply for the homestead exemption. Applying for the Florida homestead exemption if you purchase a home rather than rent one. So this is only applicable if you do purchase a home. This will help establish your domicile in Florida and will also provide real estate tax benefits and asset protection. So the Florida Save Our Home Act provides that $50,000 of your assessed property value is exempt from taxation if you qualify for the homestead exemption. So if Florida is your primary residence, you purchase here, then that primary residence is eligible for this homestead exemption. The exemption is $25,000 if property taxes are imposed by a school district. Your property assessed value is limited to also only a 3% increase per year. So you get the benefit of a assessed value deduction, as well as it caps how much your taxes can increase per year. So there's definitely some benefit for you there, financial benefit. It will save you hundreds of dollars a year on your tax bill. The next thing you want to do is update your estate plan after you file for the homestead exemption. If that applies to you, you want to update your estate plan. Florida law will govern your estate planning when you establish that you're a Florida resident. They definitely have some quirky laws with regard to how your personal representative, also known as the executor, can be. Florida law also controls to whom or who you can and can't leave your primary homestead residence to. It's important to use Florida professionals such as attorneys and accountants to draft these updated estate documents to comply with Florida laws, because there are some unique laws that may or may not apply to the state in which you're moving from. Also, the last thing that you want to do, remember to cut ties with your previous state in which you're moving from. The good news is that Florida will be happy to have you if you declare yourself to be state resident. Bad news is that you'll have to take specific steps to terminate your resident status with the state you're leaving if it collects a state income tax or a state estate tax. It's more likely that your Florida domicile will be respected if you're able to accomplish most of these items on the checklist. So make sure that you go back through, you listen, and also I actually put together a nice little pamphlet, little document for you if you want to be able to read about what we talked about today. So please reach out. I'd be more than happy to email it over to you. And I'm probably going to add it on the website here as well. Our website's zachosre.com, zachosre.com. So check out the website. And if you have any questions about moving to Florida, what it's like to live here, locations, neighborhoods, whatever it may be, we can be a resource for you. So look forward to talking. Don't hesitate to reach out. Talk to you soon.